let me take you back to a warmer time, shall we? It's the beginning of August 2022. I'm working full-time at West Michigan's Economic Development Organization. Currently, I have 5 years of economic development experience under my belt. Also, for any of you now wondering, what is economic development? I'll touch on that a little later. I had recently received my 3rd promotion, received a 15% salary increase, and received an international award for my efforts. The cherry on top was work flexibility. I could work in one of 3 places: downtown Holland, downtown Zealand, and at home nearly whenever I wanted. And on August 15th, I quit to become a full-time Hope College student 2 weeks later. Odd, isn't it? Well, let's add some context. I want to start with an idea from rhetoric, the foundation for all modern communication practices. So let's begin with the Greek concept of Kairos, which is defined as a passing instant when an opening appears, which must be driven through with force if success is to be achieved. Now, the Greeks had 2 words for time, chronos and kairos, but we are talking about 2 very different kinds of time. Whereas chronos refers to chronological or sequential time, kairos signifies an opportune time for action. So chronos is quantitative because it functions in a linear way. It is a passing quantity that once it passes never returns. Think tombstones and expiration dates. Kairos is qualitative. That's a completely different thing. See, Kairos is a particular kind of time. It refers to what the season is for. The word originates from archery. It denotes the moment in which an arrow may be fired with sufficient force to penetrate a target. Another way to understand Kairos is to envision a door in front of you, a threshold, if you will. And just at the moment you've arrived to the door is the same moment that door has been unlocked for you, so that you can open it and walk through it if you choose. The implication here is that timing is not only important, but essential if we want to act with strategy, precision, and achievement. That there is a moment that is so opportune, it is our job to see it and to choose it. And then success is not only probable, but likely. Okay, so let's go back furthest yet and see if we can connect some dots between Kairos and my story. When I was a kid, what I really loved was creative performance, reading, writing, and acting. Hours spent curled up in my purple butterfly chair, reading Charlotte's Web, then Little Women, then My Antonia, writing poetry, acting out scenes from those books. I dreamed one day I'd be a writer, or a teacher, or an actor, or the Michigan version of Rory Gilmore. When I was 14, my mother died after a 5-year battle with cancer. I had younger siblings who were suddenly looking to me as a mother substitute. I didn't stop to think I might not be mature enough to step up to the task of parenting, and for sure didn't realize how much parenting I still needed. In the months after my mom's death at school, my grades swan dived and my career dreams faded. I began to see them as a relic of a life that had been taken from me. I spent the next 4 years developing a subtle victim mentality, and I took that mentality with me to college. There, I racked up a scary amount of student loan debt, and all I had to show for it was more self-pity and a list of bad grades. I felt useless, locked into living beneath my potential. Then, in my early 20s, a series of evening and receptionist jobs led to full-time administrative work. It was at a place called Lakeshore Advantage that I began to get unstuck. And it was there that I began to see that the sad events of our lives don't actually deplete our skill sets. I still had a profound sense of calling. And now I was being supported in a workplace where colleagues and supervisors were all encouraging me to raise the bar. Growth really was the only option. So I looked around and found some people who had what I wanted, and I asked them to be my mentors. You know the first thing they suggested to me? Kelsey, go back to school. So they showed me how to stick to a budget, so I paid off my remaining student loans and decided to cash flow my way through college going forward. Let me tell you, when you are paying out cash for every unit in every exam, you cherish that education even more. So I started again, one class at a time, one semester at a time. It was slow and gradual at first. But what were once failures and incompletes are now A's. Each class taught me confidence. Each class introduced me to a growing community of professors and advisors who are eager to help people succeed. But let me be quite clear. This path has been difficult and fulfilling in equal measure. There's a reason many do not work full-time and go to school. It's hard. I had to structure my time. I had to give many things up. But this past spring, I walked across the stage at the Gerald R. Ford Fieldhouse and received my first college degree. My dad cried, I cried. Each one of these moments ended up altering me, my skill set, and my opportunities. See, Kairos asks of us, do you see this moment? Do you know what this moment is for? This is the moment to seize the opportunity in front of you. 4 months later, I worked my last day at my full-time job and became a full-time college student. Now some of you might be wondering, why? I mean, you did it. You did the thing. You got the college degree. Why did you keep going? Well, there were a few reasons. The first is progress. So while my education from Grand Rapids Community College did equip me for the career I want, I knew I needed further education. And I also knew the most efficient and complete way to boost my knowledge and my skill sets was to continue going to school. The second reason is barriers. So again, while a traditional route of higher education is not for everyone, and there are good and, depending on your passion, better avenues to boost your knowledge and your skill sets, for the career I wanted, I knew a 2-year degree would be a barrier, not only in the way of job opportunity, but also career advancement, raises, bonuses, promotions, the general trajectory of the career I wanted. Going back to school is something I can do to remove those barriers so that future Kelsey continues to have as much access to opportunities as she can. And finally, passion. You know, when I tell some people that my former career was in economic development and I spent my days professionally writing about business expansions and private-public sector collaboration, their eyes light up and they go, wow, how thrilling! To them I say, you know what? It was fantastic if you have a heart for economic development. While I am so grateful for the opportunities of my former career and to partner in good community building work, I knew professional writing was not my passion. And I knew that I would look back 1, 5, 10 years down the line and deeply regret not pursuing what I was most passionate about: writing, literature, and the performing arts. So while some of you, or maybe all of you, might be looking at me thinking, oh, she is going through a 1/3 life crisis right now. Yikes. The truth is, that decision was an awakening. I had spent so much of my life up to that point doing what I had to do to live and to survive. Quitting a career job and going to school full-time is simultaneously an act of resistance and a dream come true. But I approached this threshold as a 30-year-old. I wasn't 20 anymore. So rather than doing the safe thing, the comfortable thing, the thing I always chose out of fear, I did a new thing. I did a hard thing. And in doing so, metaphorically echoed the words from Shakespeare's King Henry V, once more unto the breach. So much of my life up to that point was a representation of failure. But now I look back and I see cycles of moments and decisions spinning with promise and meaning and hope. These are the moments I grew to understand how to seize. So today, I celebrate the dignity of choice, the honor of hard work, and the transformative power of education. And I celebrate each and every one who dares to return to approach a threshold and who dares once more to seize the scary thing. Let us be a people who feel the weight of our choices, who act to improve our lives and enlarge our opportunities. Let us be a people who understand the moment we are in. Thank you.